Hey Lightweights, and thank you for tuning into my reaction video for the God of War Ragnarok combat and enemies elevated behind the scenes gameplay footage that they released earlier today. I'm really excited to watch this because I cannot wait for Ragnarok. We are 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. I'm very, very excited. I'm learning through all the lore right now, so if you're new to the channel, you can check out that series as well. I am new to the series from the 2018 games, so I don't have all of the background knowledge, but I did absolutely adore the 2018 game and cannot wait for this. Yep, that just happened. Cannot wait for God of War Ragnarok. All right, you guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button when you do so that you do not miss future reaction videos and this gameplay as soon as I can get my hands on it and get it on the channel, which 14 days. That's it. That's it. Okay, I'm excited. Here we go.
From a combat perspective, I always, and I still feel like the meat and potatoes of any God of War game is combat.
Oh, the elves could be so difficult last game. They just got very overwhelming very easily a lot of times. I love the music.
My name is Roberto Clemente. All my friends call me Bert. I'm a senior combat animator here at Sony Santa Monica.
My name is Kim Wynn, and I'm a gameplay animator.
Hi, I'm Sabra, and I'm a senior VFX artist on God of War Ragnarok.
My name is Grace Pan, and I'm a gameplay animator in God of War Ragnarok.
Hi, I'm Stephen O'Hara with GBA, combat designer on God of War. And I create interesting and memorable creatures that players like to attack and defend against.
I love that we get to see...
You gave life to characters. You make them move, you gave them personalities, you gave them weight.
I love that we get to see the faces behind the game.
My role as a VFX artist is to put the power behind a move. You are in control of fire and earth and water and wind. Whether you are throwing your axe or on the receiving end of an enemy spell, VFX is what really gives the movement and the danger to every move that a character or enemy makes.
I know we've seen most of these clips
I work
already.
really closely with the design team and the tech art team on this project specifically. We actually work a lot with camera, along with the guidance of our great camera team. So I find myself doing fight choreography sometimes.
That's cool. I can't wait to see Atreus'
about
new
being
moves.
a combat designer isn't the technical implementation of creating a creature, but it's really navigating that line between frustrating and engaging. We want to make something that makes players lean forward and focus and really try hard against that enemy and feel good about overcoming that, but we don't want to make them feel defeated if they can't figure something out.
And then it feels rewarding when you win, not because it was impossible, but because it was fun and engaging.
I can imagine that's a very difficult balancing act.
After the last game, we've heard the community cry out for more mini-bosses, bigger creatures, and enemy variety, and this time we really leaned into that. So in God of War Ragnarok, you're going to be traveling to all 9 realms, and each realm is going to have like its own theme of enemies that are very unique to that space. For example, in Alfheim, we're familiar with the Dark Elves, but this time around we're going to be fighting Light Elves, such as the Light Elf Warrior.
I wonder if that's because
One of the key learnings from the last God of War game is we don't have to think about the camera and how close combat is going to feel. We already have that knowledge, so we can build upon the close camera that we have, and we can iterate on enemies, creating more interesting scenarios.
we inadvertently
In the last
helped.
game, Atreus was just starting to fight alongside Kratos, and he was learning from the master tactician. So in this game, he's trying to prove himself a little bit more, and we built upon those mechanics with him.
The previous God of War, Atreus was still a kid, right? So he has a lot of dependency on his father. And for this game, you will see Atreus moving more independently on his own as a companion.
Oh, we don't have to carry him on our back anymore.
In regards to VFX for Kratos, I think what the players really love is the powerfulness of it. When you are playing as Kratos, you really do feel like the God of War. And moving into Ragnarok, we want to really make something bigger, make it stronger, make it more of a spectacle. You want them to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that the Blades of Chaos could get even better, but look at that.
So as
I'm excited
Kratos
for the
gets more
haptic.
powerful, he's going to have access to newer combos and newer abilities that will increase the combat depth of each weapon. For the blades, one of the moves that I've really enjoyed from previous God of Wars is the combat grapple, and we're going to be bringing that with a new twist.
Was that?
I'm very excited for
I don't know if that
players
was in
to try the
2018.
blade grapple traversal moves. That brings so much more speed into the movement and the dynamic feel to it.
One of the ways we've expanded Kratos combat this time around is we've given more utility and choice to the shield loadout.
If you are a parry person, you could really go for a shield that gears towards parrying. If you're a big blocker, then you could choose a shield that will really match your playstyle.
One new mechanic
want
or
to be a parry
element that I'm
person.
really excited about is these combo finishers. Building up the stun meter this time around is going to lead to different ways to basically decapitate the enemy.
You're going to be able to choose, which weapon you want to have when you kill a guy. Another feature that we've added for Kratos is his new pre-fall attacks. You can jump off a
Yes!
ledge, and if there's an enemy below you, you could slam down on him.
I love those types of moves. Best way to start.
There's such an emphasis on verticality in some of these fights that it's super engaging. And as Kratos, now that you have so much mobility and that you can also take advantage of that verticality, I think it just adds such another interesting layer to a fight.
In God of War Ragnarok, we've enhanced the Kratos and Atreus duo. He's going to initiate a little bit more, be aggressive. He's going to fight alongside you, and sometimes even surprise you with his combo abilities too.
Some of the new expanded companion actions that you'll see Atreus do leverage the fact that he's older now, he's bigger now. And he's different from Kratos, so his magic has a different flavor.
I love that. I
Not
love
only that
that.
they fight side by side together, there are also a lot of mini games and player interaction moments. For example, like the puzzle systems and the set pieces. You definitely will see a lot more collaborations between father and son.
I'm so excited! God, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Odin must have sent them!
There's so much that goes into
Valkyries.
building a big set piece. You basically iterate and iterate and iterate, and it takes testing and just seeing what works to really figure out the personality of something. Basically,
Skull
every
and Hati?
department gives it their all to make things really spectacular. There were a lot of different times that I would look back at God of War games just through the ages before 2018. There were so many amazing, huge boss fights and set pieces that it was a huge inspiration for me on my time on this project.
Those all look really cool.
Our design philosophy for creating new and memorable enemies is basically making them a combat puzzle, similar to like chess, and focusing on the chess pieces. Each piece has its own theme and its own use.
You need to be able to see what's happening in an instant and be able to react as the player.
There's a couple of different ways that we go into making an attack very readable for the player. Sometimes we add a signature audio cue, or we'll add the different rings, such as what we did in the last game, that lets you know that this attack is unblockable, you need to dodge it.
There's so many different ways that the effects really helps not just show what an enemy is about to do, but show who the enemy really is.
Everything you design has to be surrounding the essence of the character and a story. It's what makes it believable and memorable in the first place.
I think what I'm most excited about is for players to experience the diversity of enemies that this game has to offer. You will be fighting everything from small little creatures to things that will take up the entire screen.
All of their designs run the gamut. I think each one looks so much different from the next one, and each of them have their own play styles and their own little fantasies that go into it. And so I think if you are really into Norse mythology, you'll be very interested to see how Sony Santa Monica has taken some of these creatures and interpreted them for God of War.
Everything that goes into the game, there's emotion behind it and intent behind it, and by the time it gets to you, everything that you've seen that you're going to play and experience has been sweated over, bled over, tested, and is fun to play.
Fuck, I'm so excited.
PlayStation.
Okay. I started to say a lot of different things during that trailer, but I didn't want to talk over them. I was not successful sometimes, but I'm going to try to remember the things that I want to say. Why am I emotional? I'm so freaking excited. I can't handle it. Okay, I can't remember the last time I've been this excited for a game. I don't know. Can't think of a time. Okay, anyways. So one of the things I started to say is they talked about how you were going to be fighting the light elves in Elfheim this time instead of more of a focus on the dark elves. And I was wondering if that was because of our actions last time we were in Elfheim. So last time we were there in the 2018 game, the dark elves were taking over and we kind of needed to destroy their ability to take over in order for us to get out of Elfheim. So we weren't intentionally trying to pick a side in the war, but that's what we needed to do in order to get back to Midgard. Midgard? I think. So I'm wondering if now the light elves have taken over because of our actions in the 2018 game. That would be really cool. Showing that everything that we did had weight in this world. And seeing the impacts of that in this game would be really awesome. Obviously, a lot of those scenes that we saw were the same scenes we saw from other trailers. But it was still nice to just be able to focus on the actual combat side of those. I felt like we were able to see a little bit more of the move sets, and I'm really, really excited. I noticed a couple of the moves that I relied on heavily in the 2018 game still seem like they're in this game, but there are so many new varieties and so many new move sets as well that I'm really excited for. They also talked about the different shields, how you can have a shield that's just the blocking shields and then the shield that's more for a parry. I really, really, really want to use the parry shield. If I recall correctly, last game, when you successfully parried, it was so incredibly helpful, especially when you had a lot of enemies. It just gave you a little bit of breathing room. So I want to be able to do that in this game, but I'm called Lightweight Gaming for a reason. I don't know if I'll be able to parry well, but I think that's the shield that I'm leaning more towards right now, because it just felt so good when you successfully parried. So I think that's the shield I'm probably going to go with. Also, kind of just going into more prediction things right now. I'm assuming that fight with Freya, where she is transforms right onto our little dog sled, and then I can't remember what weapon she uses, if it's a knife or whatever. I'm having a hard time picturing it. But our shield closes up around it and she kind of gets it stuck in the shield. I'm assuming that's what breaks our shield. Maybe temporarily, maybe forever. I don't know. But that's probably what leads to these two new creations. I'm not sure. Also, as I've been learning a little bit more about the lore, I know that Brock and Sindri were the ones who created Mjolnir, but they were also the ones who created the Leviathan axe. So it's kind of cool now that I know the lore, seeing those two weapons going head to head like that, understanding that they are different sides of the same creation coin, if you will. I don't know why, but that makes me really excited for that fight. And really excited to keep learning the lore because I've just started diving into it. So if I'm already picking up on things like that and already getting excited about small things like that, I can't wait till I know more. So yeah, overall, it looks really great. I love seeing the faces behind the game. Obviously, these were just a couple. There are way more that we're not seeing. But it makes me so much more in love with these games when you get to see the faces behind it, because you could see their passion and their excitement and their love for this. It looks beautiful. The combat looks beautiful. The different set pieces they were talking about look absolutely beautiful. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. And I hope you are as well. Let me know. Okay. Yep. Let me know your making up new words every day. Let me know your thoughts on the behind the scenes. No, I just can't think at all. The behind the scenes footage that we just got. Well, not behind the scenes footage, but wow, I quit. I'm done. Let me know your thoughts. Are you excited? What stuck out to you? What did you notice that I didn't? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And let's get hyped for Ragnarok. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button when you do so that you do not miss a single moment of me counting down to Ragnarok. I've got lots of exciting things happening, so don't miss a thing. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have an amazing day.